Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today we are diving into the incremental model, a fascinating approach to software development. We will explore the phases of the incremental model, break it down with multiple real world examples, and provide you with a clear understanding of how it works. So, now let's start by understanding what the incremental model is. The incremental model is a software development model where a large project is broken into smaller, manageable parts called increments. Each increment is developed and tested independently before being integrated into the existing system. So now let's talk about with an example. Imagine constructing a house instead of a building the entire house all at once. You break it into smaller parts. The foundational walls, the foundation, walls, and the roof and the interior. This way, you can work on one part at a time, making the construction more manageable. So, I am taking another example developing an e commerce website. Similarly, in software development, consider creating an e commerce website. You can develop and test different increments such as the product catalog, shopping cart, and payment gateway one at a time before integrating them into the final website. The second one is phases of incremental model. So now let's explore the phases of the incremental model in detail. The first one is planning. In the planning phase, the project is divided into increments and the order in which they will be developed is determined. Think, think of it as planning the construction of a skyscraper by breaking into floors. So now let's talking about building a skyscraper. Before constructing a skyscraper, you plan to build it one floor at a time. The order in which each floor is developed is decided in the planning phase. The next one is requirements. The requirements for each The requirements for each increments are identified, specifying what each part of the system should do. It's like creating a shopping list before going to the grocery store. So now let's take an example. When shopping for a big dinner, you create a shopping list that details the requirements for each dish you plan to cook. Similarly, in software development, you list the requirements for each increment. The next one is design. The next one is design. In the design phase, you create the blueprints for each increment. Just like an architect plans the layout of each floor of building. So to construct a multi stair building, an architect designs the layout and structure of each floor. In software development, designers create detailed plans for each increment. The next one is implementation. So this is where developers build each increment separately, making them functional and complete. Think of it as constructing one floor of a building. So to complete a floor of a building, construction workers implement the architecture plans. Similarly, in software development, developers bring each increment to life. So the next one is testing. Each increment is thoroughly tested to ensure it works correctly and is a free of defects. It's like inspecting each each floor of a building to make sure it meets safety standards. So before a floor of a building is considered safe for occupancy, it undergoes a, a thorough inspection. In software development, testing ensures that each increment is a free of issues. The sixth one is integration. In the integration phase, the tested increments are combined to create the final software, just as the separate floors of a building are integrated to create the entire structure. So, I am taking another example assembling a puzzle. To form the complete building, the separate floors are integrated like assembling a puzzle pieces in software development. The increments are integrated to create the final software. The seventh one is maintenance. After integration, the system is maintained and updated. It's similar to maintaining and renovating a building after it's constructed. So, for example, just like a building requires regular maintenance to stay in good shape, software system needs updates and improvements to remain efficient and secure. So, this is all about incremental model. So the incremental model is a powerful approach that helps manage complex software projects by breaking them into smaller, more manageable parts. It's like building a house or skyscraper one floor at a time. Understanding the phases of planning, requirements, design, implementation, testing, integration, and maintenance is a crucial for successful software development. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thanks for joining us today, and we will see you in the next video.